Location, Hong Kong. Tonight you'll witness the investigation of a murder. The investigators, Abigail, Bronson, Tim, Randy, James, are whom is the murderer, whose goal is to distract the investigators. One among us is the murderer, seeking to distract the investigation. One is the forensic scientist, that will be me, who is leading the investigation and giving clues to the crime to the investigators. This is How to Play, and we are in downtown Salina. On the fourth Tuesday of every month, teaching you a new game here at Access TV. Coming to you live. Tonight we are playing Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. It plays 4 to 12 players. We start by dealing each player 4 clue cards and 4 means cards. One is the forensic scientist, one is the murderer, all others are investigators. For up to 12 players, you throw in an accomplice and a witness also. The forensic scientist reveals himself first, so that's me. Everyone, close your eyes. Forensic scientist, okay, the murderer and the accomplice. Murderer, open your eyes. Murderer, point out your evidence and the means of the crime. Okay, everybody close your eyes. Okay, now everybody open your eyes. We are ready to play. And so I'm going to now give clues to the evidence and the means of the murder. Okay, so on the cause of death, I'm going to put, I have a choice of suffocation, severe injury, loss of blood, illness, disease, or poisoning and accident. Those are the choices I have. So I'm going to put severe injury. I also have a choice of 4 different location of crime cards. So I will take where is the location? I will put it at the hotel. So we're going to flip up 4 of these cards. These are called scene cards. These bullets really don't stand up well, huh? Victim's identity. We will put the victim's identity at a senior. There's child, young adult, middle-aged, senior, male, and female. So we're going to put this at senior. We've got the weather: sunny, stormy, dry, humid, cold, or hot. We've got noticed by bystander: sudden sound, prolonged sound, smell, visual, action, or nothing. So I'm going to put smell as one of your clues. We got what day is the crime: weekday, weekend, spring, summer, autumn, or winter. We'll put winter down. So Bronson, you have the first chance to look around and give an opinion on what you see and what you think.
Well, if it's in a hotel, it makes me think that it has something to do with either like a cleaning staff or something that you'd find at a hotel, like a pillow, or I can't imagine that being severe injury, but maybe. weather probably doesn't matter as much. I mean, obviously you didn't put it on there, and time of the week, I don't know. It has to be something to do with a weekend or. I don't know. I would say possibly a broom or a pillow. I don't know, maybe a folding chair.
Randy, jump in there and give your opinion now on what kind of evidence and means do you think fit the evidence I've put out here?
Yours is Barry, right? That last one.
Yes,
Barry,
Barry.
yep.
Okay.
Well, potentially a kick could cause the severe injury. But I agree that a pillow is a possibility. A chair. But then when it talks about the smell, you know, the kerosene and explosive, but the explosive, they're not saying that there's any sound, so probably more along the line of the kerosene.
There we go.
Well, let's see. So, we're assuming that this is an old person that died in a hotel. Huh. Well, probably Barry's out. Probably a blender's out.
Could have been in the basement.
Maybe blood release. I mean, if you're killing an old person, that's, obtain some severe injuries, you're gonna lose a lot of blood. Yeah, maybe the kerosene. That's pretty smelly. I'm not really sure.
Well, Tim, what do you think?
Well, James, based on the information you as the forensic scientists have given out, I'm leaning towards these two guys over here as possibly the murderers because severe injury could be gunpowder, could be explosive, and possibly a wrench for a severe injury. The fact that there is a smell leads me to believe it could be chemicals and or flesh. Also lends itself to...
Push.
Oh, is that what?
Push.
Oh,
Like
push.
downstairs.
That could
or-
be a severe injury, but I'm looking at chemicals. There's kerosene, so there's a smell that's leading me in that direction. Barry could have a little gunpowder, could have a little bit of smell. So Abigail. Winter's throwing me off, so I'm not sure what that's leading to. Senior could lend itself to potentially, I'm not sure either. That one's throwing me off a little bit. So those are my thoughts. I'm leaning in those directions.
Okay. Each player also has a badge token that they can use one time during the game to make an accusation, essentially. And so once that happens, I just say yes or no is all I do. I don't try to give any other kind of clue, and so I'm going to flip me up a new clue card, a new scene card, and replace one of these. Okay, let's get rid of the weather out of there. We're going to put fire as the clue. So Bronson, jump in there and give your opinion about the new evidence.
Yes. Bronson, I'm curious to see, based on kerosene in front of you, what you have to say for yourself.
I don't know. It could point towards me. Could also be chemicals. Still not sure on senior or the weather. Smell could also be, wouldn't necessarily have to be something related to fire, but now that it's out there, possibly.
Yeah, that's true.
Could also be gunpowder. And that still doesn't leave any indication of, what did you say the top one was? Objects, means.
Yeah, this is the clues, and then these are
Yeah.
these are the clues. And this is the means. This is how it happened. This is where the evidence is at
Gotcha.
on that item.
I don't know. Possibly chemicals.
Okay, so you've got the TV bag,
IV bag.
IV bag. And then what's the one next to it?
Lens.
Lens and hourglass.
Okay. Potentially, there could be a fire from the use of a lens, but they're gonna have to try really hard. But yet, the lens could be part of someone's glasses. And, you know, there could be some evidence on those lenses.
Kind of looks to me like it's a contact lens from the
Oh, it
picture.
is?
That's what it looks like.
Okay,
We got contact lens, IV bag, hourglass,
okay,
necklace.
but even a contact lens,
Hook.
if there's any kind
Kick.
of fume or residue,
Yep.
Randy, that sounds like a
Hello.
stretch, like you're trying to draw the spotlight on myself here. So I'm wondering.
Me?
Abigail?
Well, yeah, this kind of fire kind of just keeps coming back to kerosene. Sorry, Bronson. But I mean, if you look at that, there's several things to indicate a hotel, like a suit or a hanger or a fan. All those things could be found in a hotel. Same with, you know, an old person have a suit in their room, or, you know, hangers in their closet or something like that. Or there's also Randy. He has chemicals, but they also have a pocket watch, which is something you would think of more of with an older person, or jewelry. Lots of older women wear lots of jewelry, so could kind of go either way.
Well, James, since you are the forensic scientist, the senior citizen, the senior, is kind of throwing me for a little bit of a loop, because I do agree with Abigail. It's with the current clues, it's pointing us in the direction of Bronson or Randy. That fire seemed to be a
That's
very.
what the murderer would say.
I'd say the fire seems to be very much of an indicator with kerosene. That's or explosive. I'm not sure in the hotel. I'm Abigail. You have some good points. Winter's throwing me for a loop.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Senior
how that-
citizen, senior's throwing me for a loop. So if there's a way you can change those clues, forensic scientists, that would be very helpful. So I'm still leaning towards these two gentlemen.
Okay, well, let's flip up another card. And we have the state of the scene. We've got bits and pieces, ashes, water stain, cracked, disorderly, or tidy. Okay. So we could get rid of this off of here and put some ashes out.
since I know it's not me, and you guys seem to be pointing towards us, I don't know. I still think the gunpowder might be, but since in the security cameras, that seems to point more towards a hotel as well.
That's a good point, actually.
Aside from that, since he took away senior citizen, I think that might, like, either that or like chemicals and broom. Since he took that away and it doesn't, no longer points towards jewelry or pocket watch. Puzzle, maybe, I don't know. But that's all I got.
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't believe it's me, so I'm gonna kind of lean towards the kerosene and accusation. Kerosene and hangers.
That would be a yes.
Yeah.
How'd you pull that off, Randy?
Good job, Sherlock Holmes.
The point of saying older for me was, I mean, how many younger people will use hangers
Yeah, that's true.
in a closet?
That is true. Based on my son's room, I would say they'd never use it.
Yeah, but, you know, I pull them out every time I travel so that I can be able to hang my slacks and shirts up so they'll at least kind of hang. Otherwise, I have to iron them.
Yeah, the only issue with having, well, the only times we've ever played it, we've had 8, 9 people play. With 4 investigators, there's not enough clues out. When you get a bomb like fire,
Yeah,
like fire and ashes, you're like,
That one
okay,
really-
well,
that one
there's really
really
only
swung
3.
it, didn't it?
There's only 3 things on the board that could even possibly be fire.
some illegal drugs. That's fire, right?
It could be.
But I think that was a great guess on the hanger.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
the kerosene seemed to be pretty obvious. And Randy, great job on coming up with hanger. That was
Now, where'd
And
you-
that was just a wild guess, but I
Okay.
figured it would take care of, it would allow
least
some
one
of
of
the
them.
others
Won't we mix
to.
these up and do another
okay.
one?
Do another one.
Okay.
Great. This is a great family game, James. Really good social.
It gets even more interesting when you have 2 guilty parties, when you have the accomplice,
Yes.
when you have another person that's in on it. And you not only have to figure out who's guilty, but who the actual murderer is.
So when you have a larger game of more than 6 players, you include an accomplice and what else, Bronson?
There's an accomplice and a witness.
And a witness.
And that adds another aspect to the
The
game.
witness gets to know the accomplice and the murderer, who they are, but not the evidence.
Yep.
But the witness has a pretty good chance of being killed.
That's the only way that the murderer can win once they've been found out, is they have to figure out who the witness is, and if they can correctly guess the witness, then the murderer still gets away with it scot-free.
Because they've assassinated the witness before the trial.
And they put that in there so the witness isn't just absolutely blatant with these 2 are the 2 guilty ones right off the bat. But
Now, just to clarity on the rules, James.
Who's forensic scientist?
Oh,
Me.
Let's deal up the cards here.
so can there be open table talk, or
Yeah.
do we have to stay in an order?
you can open table talk. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be.
So you just put all this stuff out here and then figure out once you see everything, then you do what you're supposed to do.
And we've kind
Yeah.
of. Go ahead.
Pick once you find out what the evidence and the means are, then pick
Okay, one of those.
which of the 4 you want.
Gotcha. Okay. Bullets.
Okay, here's what I have over here. I've got light bulb, I've got panties, I've got plant, I've got paint, got a metal chain, a wire, mercury, and a mad dog.
Okay. I've got smoke, arson, pill, and dismember. I have speaker, exam paper, dog fur, and bedding chips.
I have scissors, powdered drugs, chainsaw, stone, handcuffs, gloves, cosmetic mask, and red wine.
Unlike James, I do not have panties, but I do have plastic bag, towel, bamboo tip, hammer, newspaper, fingernails, perfume, and sawdust.
Okay, so I start. Okay, everyone close your eyes. Murderer, open your eyes. Point to your two things. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, everybody open your eyes. Okay, I'm gonna put it on pub.
That's the location.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Yep.
And gonna put severe injury.
And the purple one's always the same, regardless. The cause,
Cause
of
of
death.
death, yeah.
They're the same 6 choices.
Right.
So we got severe injury, so
All right, so who's got alcohol? It's at a pub.
Pub.
Mercury's not drinkable.
yeah, you don't usually get mercury at the pub. Last I checked.
Are you sure?
I see red wine there, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah, but most
Okay.
pubs are selling brew,
So-
not.
This is true.
This could be a very classy pub.
You're just not going to the right places.
So you put one on
apparently.
each one, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can do it
You,
as fast or as slow as you want to.
Okay.
yep. And as you're placing, we guess what we can guess amongst ourselves what we think that indicates.
So you can kind of listen to our conversation to kind of guide.
Okay. I'm gonna put state of the scene as bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces, huh? So it's a real mess.
I'm looking at
Chainsaw.
severe injury with the chainsaw, scissors, or you have this dismember. You got a saw there.
Chainsaw, yeah, chainsaw's pretty
Yeah.
severe injury.
You also got a metal chain there.
Right.
Yeah, or Mad Dog.
Yeah, I could have.
Well, you got a
Pieces laying
towel,
around.
Tim.
Huh?
You have a towel.
Yeah, it's just to dry yourself off.
Hammer.
And a hand.
No severe injury on there, James.
Okay, for my sudden incident, I'm gonna put conflict.
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 Maybe a newspaper. We're talking about an argument or something. Trying to put pub and conflict at a pub.
Yeah, that conflict's throwing me off a little bit. Other though, handcuffs could be conflict.
Now, police called to the scene of the crime.
And my notice by a bystander, I'm gonna say prolonged sound.
Prolonged sound.
Okay, that definitely points towards chainsaw.
Or there's speakers.
Oh.
So forensic scientists, it looks like we're leaning towards Randy and Bronson again.
I still think hammer and newspaper is a pretty good bet too.
With those fingernails.
No,
I
that's true
clipped,
too.
I clipped them for the show, James.
Okay.
Ready for a new clue?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man, can I shuffle these up?
Yep.
Because you just put the same ones that you used up on the top.
Just take the top 4 or 5 off, and we should be.
Duration of crime. Instantaneous, brief, gradual, prolonged. A few days are unclear. gonna say, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say prolonged.
Prolonged. Prolonged. Why did you have that one? That's
That just kind of muddies the field a little bit more.
unless prolonged. Now, just out of curiosity, and I'm just asking the question, mercury, is that a prolonged death if you get mercury poisoning?
It tends to be, yes. That's why they used to talk about the Mad Hatters, because they would use mercury in order
You
to,
go crazy and violent first.
yeah.
So I guess forensic scientist, the pub is really kind of an indicator for me. So just so you know, I'm really focusing in on that one, and that's why I'm still leaning towards, I don't really
Red
see a
wine.
lot of here for James. He looks kind of innocent to me. Look like a good man, James.
Got you fooled like that.
Okay. And the severe injury is another one that still keeps me.
I mean, yes, that's the only problem with the cause of death. If it's not something that's like immediately apparent, like blood loss or suffocation, it really leans towards, well, trauma could be, or severe injury could be everything. Half of these could be severe injury. I mean, you could bludgeon someone with a stone, and that'd be severe injury.
That's true.
I don't know, I think red wine still is pretty
Yeah.
much points to the pub. I don't know what else points at the pub.
Like I said, newspaper, but I can't narrow it down anymore between. I don't know.
Now, she did say she has bits and pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, forensic scientist, I'm trying to think of why you're telling us that. Could that be the dismemberment, bits and pieces?
Well, be any mess making.
Chainsaw.
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 That fits good with the sound too.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not a separate bludgeoning category.
But you said it took place over a period of time, correct?
Well, possibly. Yeah.
Why don't you read through your clues again?
Okay, so the cause of death is severe injury. The location of the crime is the pub. The state of the scene is bits and pieces. Sudden incident was conflict. Noticed by bystander by prolonged sound. And then the duration of the crime is prolonged.
Or we could be looking at it backwards. It could be powdered drug and handcuffs. That'd fit pub, and I don't know about bits and pieces, but maybe that one's off.
Tim, what's the one just below your plastic bag?
Newspaper.
Newspaper.
Yeah, newspaper.
Bits and pieces.
Well,
We have what, one more clue?
one more clue. Are we ready for that?
Yeah, let's see the one more clue. We can start speculating. Because then we have, basically we just go around and we each have one guess after the third
I
clue.
might as well take my first guess just to get it out of the way because that's what we're all thinking. I'll pick the red wine and the chainsaw.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so red wine and chainsaw. It could still be,
It's not correct.
But it could be one of them.
yeah,
be
it could be
one, but not
handcuffs and
both.
chainsaw, or it could be,
So all she can give is yes or no.
yes. And, yeah.
So if I asked her if it was the red wine, she can't
No,
say yes or no.
She is not allowed to hint through eyes, looking, nods, nothing.
So this is an important clue there.
Which one is it?
Scientist. It's clothes.
Victim's clothes.
What are the options?
Neat, untidy, elegant, shabby, bizarre, or naked. I'm gonna go with untidy.
Guess bloody's not a choice on there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, that would still point to half of the. Okay, so untidy.
So,
So the ones with clothing.
what do you think about
is
the new
Tim and
evidence there?
James.
Well, there's only 2 people with pieces of clothing. Possibly a towel, but that doesn't fit in untidy.
But I do want to make this point. She did not get rid of pub or severe injury.
Can't never get rid of either of those.
Oh, you can never get rid of those, so you have
Purple
to
and
keep
green
those.
stay out.
Yep.
Okay, so that doesn't help.
It's only the orange that changed. So what are the 4 clues now, aside from pub and severe injury?
Bits and pieces, conflict, prolonged sound, and
Okay,
untidy.
so a prolonged conflict with untidy people. I don't know, scissors could be pretty.
I'd like to make a guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to use my token. I think it was Bronson again. Dismember, speakers.
No.
Sorry.
Not
He just
personal.
looks guilty, doesn't
He,
he?
just the goatee, the goatee.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, is
All
it?
right.
That's what it is.
So what? We only got 2 guesses left.
Yep.
Now, even though we guessed, just for the audience, we can still talk, right? We just
Yeah.
can't do any more guesses.
Right.
And that's why I went with bits and pieces, because dismemberment and the prolonged sound speakers. I at least
See,
wanted to get that out of the
I-
way.
I really still think it has something to do with chainsaw. I really want that to be it. But the gloves and gloves might be a point to untidy, but she didn't really seem so sure about that clue. And I know you're going to tell me that you're the innocent one. I should be looking over here.
I think you should go red wine.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
chainsaw.
I'm looking at bits and
You already
pieces
did
that
red
could
wine
be
and chainsaw.
Oh, you did that
sawdust.
already.
It's been this and this.
Those two.
You know, I'm looking at bits and pieces could be sawdust, and then we've got the bamboo tip. That's a pointed tip. That would be.
I would
that could
say
be
more
an
to-
extended death scene.
Randy's throwing you off, Bronson. Don't let him do that to you. You were right in the right spot there.
All right. What do you?
I'll put it this way: I'm not the murderer. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
How nice of you.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
that's a clue.
Wonderful.
Just a clue.
Well, it's either hammer and newspaper, or it's chainsaw and handcuffs or gloves. But I got it narrowed down to. Unfortunately,
five things, right?
unfortunately you're not guilty, James, because I can't. No matter what I can mix, I can't fit any of these things into that set of clues. The Mad Dog looked good until she changed.
It's your panties laying around that's throwing him off, James. That's what is.
So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I would like to accuse Tim with sawdust and hammer.
No.
Okay.
The audacity. I am.
So was that the last clue?
No,
Nope. It's up to Bronson.
I still got one.
You can
Yes,
do it,
that was the
Bronson.
last
You're-
clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
last clue.
But
I will guess newspaper and hammer.
Again, really? No.
Okay.
Yeah, you were really close, except for it was the poker chips, not the.
I knew
Speakers.
it. I knew it.
Again.
I
Guilty
knew it.
again. It was the poker chips
goatee,
and
guys.
the dismember.
Unfortunately, there's no like casino as a choice, so pub
Yeah.
was the closest I could get to,
Yeah.
you know, what I think you would maybe find
Casino
that
would be
at.
super easy for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's always
Chips.
the one clue that pops up.
But
and-
unfortunately, like none of these other ones really seem to go with that type of a vibe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a storeroom. You could maybe see that. But
All right.
if you really read a lot into it.
well, you kind of have to muddy the situation if you're the murderer. You kind of.
Thanks for tuning in every fourth Tuesday to learn a new game on Access TV. You'll be able to rewatch these programs on Access TV's website at salinatv.org and on YouTube under the Board Game Network channel.